sure you want to play this game. I'm afraid you'd lose.
Moriarty is the archetype for the Blofelds and the Bond villains that were to come. That mixture of brilliance of mind had gone slightly wrong.
What makes him fascinating to me is that he's also a genius. He's as brilliant, if not more brilliant, than Holmes.
We've tried to stick to the idea that Conan Doyle originally had for Moriarty, that he's an academic and hides away in university. And he seems like the least likely villain that you can imagine.
I shall endeavor to find the most creative of endings for the Doctor and his wife.
We talked a lot about who to cast, and we felt it was really important that we cast Moriarty, as opposed to, oh, that's this guy that we know really well from a bunch of other things playing Moriarty.
And this isn't the first occasion that Mr. Holmes has inconvenienced me in recent months. The question is, what to do about it?
He just felt like he was the best qualified chap for the role. I mean, we looked at everyone, but there was something about Jared that just seemed fresh and pertinent.
It was really good fun and also a challenge because it's tough to avoid the cliches. And the cliches, it's been copied so many times and it's been parodied by Mike Myers as Dr. Evil. So it's a challenge to find an original way through it.
I like that he's not twirling a mustache and he doesn't have endless monologues that give away everything that was cool about him by saying what his plan is. He never tells me he's going to kill me and then leave me there with a way to get out.
It doesn't realize until too late that it has swum into a trap.
You know, in creating this supervillain, he has to equal Holmes in every way, and we thought that we played around early on with this chess metaphor.
Your move.
Well, there was an idea at one point during the script process that it was a game, and whether Moriarty's motivation was the stimulation of having a game with someone that was his intellectual rival.
And then we thought, well, is that too obvious? And it was only because we, in many ways, exploited it too much. This was early drafts of the script, and we thought, you know what, let's pull that back a little bit and just have 3 key areas where we hit on that.
It's just the sense of the game between the two of them that is stimulating to them both.
I have the utmost regard for your talents. It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
Which is authentic to the books, that they need one another. Holmes needs Moriarty as much as Moriarty needs Holmes.
A 5-minute game?
If you think you can manage it.
My name's Adam Ralph. I'm a director of the English Chess Federation, and I'm a technical advisor on the film, specifically for the chess scenes. I think they needed somebody to construct a game on which the whole scene could be based, and that's what I did.
Well, take all the credit, why don't you?
Absolutely. It's a metaphor for the action that goes on in the rest of the film, specifically sacrificing a queen in order to achieve victory in the long game. And the game we selected was chosen because it features an attractive finish, a queen sacrifice, leading to checkmate, and it just fit perfectly.
I think you've just lost your most valuable piece.
A winning strategy sometimes necessitates sacrifice.
First, I simply trawled through a database that I had of queen sacrifices. And then I was reminded of a game that was played in Santa Monica in 1966 by a Danish grandmaster called Bent Larsen, who's most famous for losing 6-0 to Fischer. And that game came into my head.
He's making this all up, by the way.
Absolutely.
This is just a game of chess for him.
King to Rook 2.
Playing blindfolded, played without sight of the board. And so in this case, neither player can actually see the board. They're playing simply in their head.
Bishop to bishop 7.
Queen takes knight pawn.
It's something that isn't often done nowadays, but it was done quite frequently in the 19th century. And this is set in 1890, so it's perfect. They may have seen chess grandmasters doing public displays of exactly the same technique.
Bishop to bishop 8. Discover check. And incidentally, mate.
It wasn't actually in the original script. It was a development later on, and I think it works very well. Everybody here seems to play chess, so it's quite nice.
Chess has been my main pastime since I've been making films on set. Most people may or may not know this, but the director's arguably the most bored person on set when you're moving from one location to another location. The director's the only guy that hasn't got a job. So I end up inevitably playing a lot of chess. I have done on all my films.
This film is a lot about fun. It's dramatic, but it's a lot about fun. And I mean, in order to do that kind of film, you have to have fun yourself, you know. Right. Except for the chess thing, which then that's no fun when you play chess. It's serious.
There's some very good players on set. Some very good players. He plays a very good game. He plays a very good game.
Would you like me to recommend your next move?
The whole metaphor of good versus evil, it fits very well with a game of chess. And in fact, historically in fiction, people have fabricated, completely made up games between Holmes and Moriarty. And I think it's very surprising that it doesn't feature in the stories at all. Chess would have been a perfect metaphor. It's probable that it doesn't feature because the author didn't play himself.
The greatest success of the film is that our bad guy is really, really, really done right. And doing a bad guy right is the hardest thing to do in this kind of show.